On this day in history, March 30th, 1822, the Florida Territory is created in the United States. Included in the following is an excerpt from the 1944 edition of the Encyclopedia Britannica going over the cession of the territory. The westward expansion of the United States made it highly desirable to have American ports on the Gulf of Mexico. Consequently, the acquisition of West Florida, as well as of New Orleans, was one of the aims of the negotiations which resulted in the purchase of Louisiana in 1803. After the cession of Louisiana to the United States, the people of West Florida feared that the province would be seized by Napoleon. They, therefore, through a convention at Bueller's Plains, July 17, 1810, formulated plans for a more effective government. When it was found that the Spanish governor did not accept these plans in good faith, another convention was held on September 26th, which declared West Florida to be an independent state, organized a government, and petitioned for admission to the Union. On October 27th, President James Madison, acting on a theory of Robert R. Livingston that West Florida was ceded by Spain to France in 1800, along with Louisiana, and was therefore included by France in the sale of Louisiana to the United States in 1803, declared West Florida to be under jurisdiction of the United States. 2 years later, the American Congress annexed a portion of West Florida, between the Pearl and Mississippi rivers, to Louisiana, hence the so-called Florida parishes of Louisiana, and that between the Pearl and the Perdido to the Mississippi Territory. In the meantime, war between Great Britain and the United States was imminent. The American government asked the Spanish authorities of East Florida to permit an American occupation of the country in order that it might not be seized by Great Britain and made a base of military operations. When the request was refused, American forces seized Fernandina in the spring of 1812, an action that was repudiated by the American government after protests from Spain, although it was authorized in official instructions. About the same time, an attempt to organize a government at St. Mary's was made by American sympathizers, and a petty civil war began between the Americans, who called themselves patriots, and the Indians, who were encouraged by the Spanish. In 1814, British troops landed at Pensacola to begin operations against the United States. In retaliation, General Andrew Jackson captured the place, but in a few days withdrew to New Orleans. The British then built a fort on the Apalachicola River, and then directed expeditions of Indians and runaway Negroes against the American settlements, which continued long after peace was concluded in 1814. In 1818, General Jackson, inciting them to attack the Americans, again captured Pensacola. By the Treaty of 1819, Spain formally ceded East and West Florida to the United States. The treaty was ratified in 1821 when the United States took formal possession, but civil government was not established until 1822.